Hi ladies and gentlemen, Marin back here again. This video is going to be on the Archangel Raphael, the ruler of the sun, generally speaking, and in some incorrect sources, the ruler of Mercury, or has associations with Mercury. As usual, you can find links in the description below, the link that leads to the article on Raphael, and just the usual things, my web shops and so on. Yeah. I'll start off by saying that I have no personal experience in working with Raphael, unfortunately. There have been one or two instances where I was planning on enlisting Raphael for a customer, but unfortunately those customers didn't follow through on those orders, so Raphael didn't have a chance to show me what he's got. Not that I mind or that that's a problem. Raphael's standing behind me right now. He's saying that I'm too kind for doing a video on him and so on. The article was already enough, but he is content with the fact that I'm also doing this. Bye. Yeah, I'm sorry. Usually when I do videos, more often than not, spirits distract me. Yeah, in any case, regarding Raphael, Raphael is, like I said, the archangel that rules the sun. And the fact that he's associated with Mercury, unfortunately, is incorrect, okay? The sun and Mercury do share strong similarities, but Raphael is not the ruler of Mercury. Michael is, the Archangel Michael is standard, or generally speaking. But the problem is that some incorrect sources associate the opposite. They associate the Archangel Michael with Mercury and Raphael vice versa with, they associate the Archangel Michael with the Sun and the Archangel Raphael vice versa with Mercury, which is incorrect. So hence the confusion within some circles. But in any case, that is it. Okay, so Raphael is the Sun and Michael is Mercury, to keep in mind. And as general, Raphael is an excellent healer. He's probably the best healer that you're going to find. You'll have to excuse me. Another spirit just appeared to me. The Goeric spirit Buer. Buer is a competitive one. So when I said he's the best healer, Buer basically, I think he's insinuating that he wants to challenge that, but they know I don't want to be disturbed. My patron is telling them, don't disturb him, he's doing a video. Raphael rules the sun, and aside from healing, Raphael is good for overall general progress. Even those customers on whose order, who didn't follow through on their orders, who didn't end up ordering anything, or ordering that specific order for which I was going to enlist Raphael or use Raphael or work with Raphael for their personal gains and goals. Even then, the forecast on those customers in terms of what Raphael would be able to do for them is in nearly every instance, it has been overall strong progress, okay? The key word to keep in mind with Raphael is abundance. Raphael will bring about an abundance of practically everything that you want in life. Aside from health, you'll excel generally in your life, okay? You're just going to advance like no other. He's anything but the only spirit that does so. But the manner in which he does it is different, okay? Usually the other spirits that I have checked up on, these guys, some of them also offer strong overall general progress. The pagan gods, for example, like Prometheus and Tiamat. I did an article on Tiamat yesterday. But there is usually some side effect, some negative side effect, and in most cases, those guys do their things by force. Not always, but keep in mind, by force. Not with Raphael. With Raphael, he does things in a stable fashion, if you were to work with him in general. And drawbacks would be kept at a minimum. If there are drawbacks, then it is most likely that in working with him, then it is most likely that they're unavoidable. I remember, interesting story, I remember that Raphael was the very first spirit that I tried to summon. Back in the day, ages ago, when I was still a beginner, and I just practiced basic evocation, the way that it's done on paper. I remember the book that I used as the basis for my magical for developing magical faculties and so on was Summoning Spirits, The Art of Magical Evocation by Konstantinos, and the Greek-American author Konstantinos. Still thanks to him. Yeah, that book is of course that book is hopelessly outdated, and it is in comparison to now, or compared to now, and that book is also that book is more Golden Dawn based, and these are really old techniques and so on, and that book is for absolute beginners, which I was of course back then, and with a bunch of expensive and exotic implements and all of those things. Okay, this is just traditional Golden Dawn working. But it doesn't matter. Back then, that's what I still tried. You know, I did things by the book because I didn't know any better, and I just like the way that the author wrote it. The author is like me. The author is like me. He's straightforward. Okay, as little baggage as possible. But even if I reread the book now, I still see a bunch of baggage because I'm a lot more advanced and so on. Of course, I can explain things in a lot quicker fashion. If I had to write a book, I'm not undermining the author here, but if I had to write a book, then I'd be able to write a much shorter book that is much more straight to the point, in the terms of this is what you got to do, this is why you're going to do it, and this is why you have to do it, and in what way you need to do it, and how often and how frequent or regular you need to do it. In any case, yeah, but I still did that with the triangle of the art and everything, and that's when I tried to summon my first spirit. Evocation was physical evocation. Astral evocation didn't work for me. That's the easiest one. There are two, astral and physical, and back then I tried physical evocation, and Raphael was the first spirit that I tried to invoke. And I remember the first time I tried to invoke him, it's like starting a car, you know, and boom, the car won't start. It's like the motor is giving you hope that it's going to start, and then it just dies out on you. And that was the case. Raphael, back when even before I practiced evocation, I mastered astral traveling, and Raphael was when I visited the sun. I visited the sun a multitude of times, a multiple amount of times, and one of the reasons is that the sun is just so beautiful as a Kabbalistic sphere. Astral projecting to the sun is just amazing. You know, I remember the sun being a beautiful forest, or a forest-like landscape with a river and a gigantic beautiful bridge, a cobblestone bridge, I think, a long bridge, or a brick made of beautiful, a brick layered bridge. And then I usually met Raphael in the middle, along with other entities from the sun, angelic entities, celestial beings from the sun. And it's just beautiful. It's just your general idea of paradise, you know, like the Bahamas if you were to go vacationing, blue water and everything. Just completely with the sun shining in the background, not a cloud in the sky. And that's what the sun looks like. I still remember it even after all these years. And Raphael usually showed himself to me as a being engulfed in light. You know, he didn't have a specific shape to him, just a huge light, a huge ball of golden yellow light or golden light. And that's also briefly almost what he appeared as when I tried to evoke him. He was like, he just appeared very briefly, okay? I saw a small heap of golden light forming all of a sudden within the triangle of the arc, and only for a brief second. After a second it was poof again. Sorry. And nothing again after that. I tried and nothing whatsoever. And it was only after, I think a year or two after that, I basically packed up everything, and I said to myself, no, this isn't working. I need to take a few steps back and then look at things objectively. Because this isn't, otherwise I'm just like, I'm literally insane as Einstein defines it, you know. Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. And I was like, no, this is not working. I've tried repeatedly, so I need to do something else. And again, it was back then that I realized, only after I became a professional astrologer, and I upgraded my work to the point where I was able to distinguish degrees. It was back then that I discovered that my strength lies in invocation and not in evocation. So evoking is not going to work for me, period. And yeah, here I am as an invoker. Again, it just proves the merit of my work once again. Again, I'm killing things I'm arrogant. Couldn't kill us if I tried. Yeah, and that was it then. But yeah, that's what Raphael appeared like or appeared as back then. It's too bad that I don't have a chance to work with Raphael. And those are Raphael's attributes and so on. Raphael obviously rules the sun and so on and so forth. Keep in mind too that the sun rules all air signs from an elemental perspective. So Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. But the sun is astrologically strong in all fire signs. It's in Aries now. Yeah, nice strong Aries. Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So Leo is the sign that the sun rules over, so you need to keep that in mind too. Even when I just did a forecast to see an astrological forecast, because I wanted to see what Raphael has to offer me when I was busy writing that article just now. Raphael, the way that he were to go to work would be in an Aquarian fashion, and the overall progress and abundance that he would bring into my life would be in a Leo-like fashion. The entire chart just screams it. And I was like, yeah, see, there you go. All solar associations, air sign, boom, the sun, Leo, the sun, and everything. It's just nice to see. But in any case, yeah, that's what Raphael is good for. Raphael appeared to me a week or two ago, and he just dropped by and he told me, hi, how are you doing? Long time no see, long time no heard of you. Just keep me in mind if you have work that you need to get done, please. And the reason that I enjoyed seeing Raphael is because he looked a lot better. Of course, it was not a golden blaze of light this time, but based on my experience, he appears as a blaze of light more when you're underdeveloped in terms of astral senses, and just if you're not someone that is adept at communicating with spirits or dealing with spirits. But right now I love his form. He appears as just like all the other angels that I invoke, a beautiful blonde man with wearing a golden yellow / purple robe, and he has beautiful big purple wings, but they can also turn golden yellow, and his pupils are yellow. They can also become purple, and his voice is just echoey, just generally echoey. Let's just say semi-echoey, just like most of the guys that I've worked with. And yeah, that's basically it regarding Raphael. But he is engulfed in a blaze of yellow light. Okay, he radiates yellow light. That he basically has golden yellow light as an aura around him, and he holds a staff in his hand. So again, yeah, just a general thingy of Raphael, just a general depiction of Raphael that you'll find in when googling Raphael or looking up Raphael on the net, specifically images. That's his general appearance. I've seen a couple of images in green. I don't know why that's the case, man. But yeah, in any case, yeah, golden yellow and purple are the colors of the sun. So hence him appearing as that. When he appeared, his robe was yellow, and he wears a sash, kind of like a belt, and that was purple, and just black sandals and so on. Let's see, what else did I have to mention? Is there anything else? You'll have to excuse me, huh? What else did I have to mention? Let me see. No, nothing else really. Raphael is just... Oh, right, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, purple is also a color of the sun that's associated with the sun. Also with the moon, but it depends on your perspective, okay? Purple is more from an elemental perspective. The colors for the sun are, generally speaking, yellow and purple. The same way that orange and sky blue are mercury. Orange and sky blue are associated with water. Black and a bunch of other colors with the earth, and let's see, green and red associated with mercury. Specifically with fire. Yeah, I still remember it back from when I still had those elemental tablets. Those were the colors on those tablets. Okay. Um, Fire slash Mercury was the southern quadrant, or is the southern quadrant, and those are its colors, red and green, flashing colors. Basically the opposite color of the sun is purple, basically, in that aspect or in that regard. The sun and was the eastern quadrant, and hence the association with the sun and the east. It all depends on your perspective, okay? Things can go multiple ways. And its colors are solar gold, so yellow gold and purple. The northern quadrant is Earth, ruled by the Archangel Raphael in that perspective, and that has a bunch of colors. You've got Rasei, you've got black, you've got a mixture of brownish and red, and I also think dark green, the darkest green there is, kind of like forest green or jungle green. And last but not least, association with water, ruled by Raphael, lunar associations, yeah. And that is the and those colors were are sky blue and orange, yeah. Those colors are sky blue and orange, and that is the western quadrant, yeah. I still remember it, yeah. I'm envisioning my thingy right now, when I still had that magic circle with those elemental tablets and my altar in the middle. Okay, that's it. Thanks in any case.